Hello. In this video, we are going to demonstrate how to submit a manuscript to the Indian Journal of Thoracic and Cardiovascular Surgery using the Editorial Manager platform. This is the web link, and clicking on it takes us to the home page of the journal submission site. This is the home page, but before we can log in and submit our manuscript, we need to register ourselves on the Editorial Manager platform. To do this, we need to click on the Register Now link, which will take us to a new page. Registration can be done in two ways. It can be done by using the ORCID portal or by simply filling in the personal particulars. A few more details need to be entered for registration, like the preferred username and password, as well as the title, the email address, and the preferred contact method. The institutional affiliation and the country name also needs to be entered. Basically, anything marked in red has to be filled in. After filling these details, we need to click on Continue to complete our registration. The Editorial Manager will send the username and password to the email ID provided. Using the username and password, we can now log into the Editorial Manager by clicking on the Author Login. Alternatively, if we have synced our ORCID data, we can log in through our ORCID account. Logging in through the ORCID ID will require signing into the ORCID account using the email or ORCID ID and the ORCID password. Either way, we come to the submission page where we need to click on the Submit New Manuscript to start the submission process. We have to start by choosing the article type. We can do that by clicking on the drop-down arrow. These are the different article types that can be submitted to the journal. For the purpose of this demonstration, we will try to submit an original article, but the submission process is essentially the same for all article types. Once the article type is selected, we need to click on Proceed. We are now taken to this window. Here, once again, we need to click on the Proceed button. It is important to remember that the entire manuscript cannot be submitted as a single file. Because of the double-blind review policy, the different components of the manuscript have to be uploaded separately. Clicking on the drop-down arrow will reveal the different components that include the title page, the blinded manuscript, figures, and tables. It is mandatory to upload at least the title page and the blinded manuscript for a successful submission. To upload the title page, we need to select the title page and then click on Browse. This will take us to the Window Explorer, and we have to navigate to the folder where the title page has been saved. Double-clicking the title page file will upload it to the Editorial Manager. This is what the web page looks like once the title page is uploaded. We now need to upload the blinded manuscript. Just like the title page, we can upload the blinded manuscript by repeating the process of selecting the blinded manuscript, clicking Browse, locating the file, and then double-clicking it to have it uploaded. Both the title page and the blinded manuscript are now uploaded. If we have figures, we can upload them using the same process of selecting the figure, clicking Browse, followed by finding the figure to be uploaded and double-clicking it to have it uploaded. We just need to ensure that the figure is in TIFF format. The figure is now uploaded as well. If there is more than one figure, we have to repeat the process for each figure till they have all been uploaded. We just have to make sure that in the description box, we label the different figures appropriately. The number of figures allowed depends on the submission type. Just like the previous files, we can upload the tables. We just need to ensure that they are marked appropriately in the description box. And now all the components are uploaded. Another way of uploading the manuscript would be to keep all the components ready in a folder and then simply dragging and dropping them into the main window. Either way, once we have uploaded all the different components, we can simply click on Proceed. We also have the option of sending any other information we want to the publication office. This information, however, does not get sent to the reviewers. We are now required to enter the title of the manuscript. The title may well be auto-populated by the system. If not, we can just copy and paste the title in this box and click Next. We now need to enter the abstract in the box provided. This may also be auto-populated by the system. If not, we can simply cut and paste the abstract here. And then once again, we click on the Next button. We now need to add the name of the authors. The name of the author under whose login ID, usually the corresponding author, the manuscript is being submitted is automatically retrieved by the system. The name of the other authors can be entered one at a time by clicking on the Add Another Author button. On clicking Add Another Author button, a new pop-up window appears where the author details need to be entered. As before, the fields marked in red are mandatory. Once all the details are filled in, we need to click on the Save button. The Save button is on the extreme left. Clicking on this will save the author details. Alternatively, we can click on the Save Plus button, which is next to it. Clicking on the Save Plus button not only saves the author details, but also brings the pop-up window for the next author to be filled in. Here we can see that the details of the first two authors are saved. If we do want to add another author, all we need to do is click on Add Another Author and go through the same process. Here we can see there are 3 authors now. Here we have the option of changing the order in which the authors appear by simply dragging them up or down. We can also edit their particulars or even delete them completely from the author list. Once we are satisfied with the name of the authors that have been entered, we just need to click on Next. We now have to enter information about funding of the study. If the study is funded, we need to click on Add a Funding Source button. This will open up a new window and the required funding details need to be filled in and then saved as before. Alternatively, if the study is not funded, we can simply check the box saying funding information not applicable or no funding was received. Please note this is also a mandatory requirement. We are now ready to submit our manuscript. Here we need to click on Build PDF for approval, or if we wish to finish it later, we can click on Save and Submit later. In this example, let us assume that we are happy with our submission, and so we are going to click on Build PDF for approval. Once we click on Build PDF for approval, we come to this page. We can simply wait for some time for the next page to load. If we do decide to wait, this is what the next page looks like. However, if we do decide to log out or click on Author's main menu, we will be taken to a different but perfectly acceptable route. This is the page we come to, and here we have to click on Submission Needing Author's Approval, which will take us back to the earlier page. This is the page we saw earlier. Here we have the option of viewing our manuscript, editing it if required, approving it, or even deleting it. The point to note is we cannot approve the manuscript without first reviewing it. If we do try to approve it without viewing it, we will get an error message. To view our submitted manuscript, clicking on the View Submission link will download a copy on our computer. We can then verify the content and decide to edit or approve. If you do wish to make any changes, we need to click on the Edit Submission link. This will allow us to make any changes that we want. However, if we are happy with our submission, we may choose to approve the submission by clicking on the Approve Submission link. The system makes a final check to see if we are certain to submit the manuscript. Once we click OK, our manuscript is finally submitted. A system-generated mail confirming the submission will be sent to the registered email ID. The corresponding author can also log in at any stage to track the progress of the manuscript. This essentially brings us to the end of the submission process, and we do hope that you find the video useful in that respect. We look forward to receiving your submissions to the Indian Journal of Thoracic and Cardiovascular Surgery. Thank you very much.